So, Dane, in this growing world of corporate ownership, all the way down to your nads,
up to my nads or down to my nads?
Depends on which way you're
Is
going.
it a flood that's rising, or
who knows? Maybe it's coming down from above. You know, death from above, 1979.
I feel like by the time it gets down to my nads, either my oxygen is already cut off or whatever the danger is. It's like
a hot tub. It's like a hot tub. So if you're sitting down, it's going to hit. It's like, ooh, it's a little hot on the calves. Oh, boiling my boys.
Yeah, that would be up to my nads, though.
Correct.
Not down to my nads.
So either way, it's coming for the nads.
It's okay.
It's coming for your little...
That's the key takeaway.
Your little stocking stuffers, so to speak.
Yeah.
So anyway, in this ever-emerging global corporately autocracy environment, in the efforts to get into the
a lot of big words
Christmas spirit last night, me and the little one were sitting down, going through the...
Whoa. You might want to define for the people who the little one is.
The person I'm married to that is of age.
Okay, not an actual little one. Proceed.
I don't know any midgets.
They don't know.
Or do they prefer LPs? Is it LPs?
They don't know your lingo, okay?
They should by now. We're 173 in, and welcome to the Christmas episode, by the way.
No, because you usually don't even talk about her like she doesn't exist. Which, by the way, it's kind of her fault because she doesn't even watch the show or listen to it.
Fucking just.
So shame on her.
Apparently somebody's been keeping a naughty and nice list over there.
Absolutely right. She's on the...
She's on the naughty list. She's getting a lump of coal.
Sorry, I cut you off. Anyway, little one.
I know what's going in her stocking this year.
His lovely significant other. Anyway, he doesn't have one of those ladies. He's still single. Disregard the ring.
Yeah,
that's a fashion statement.
Yeah, somebody. That's another thing I'm grateful for this year. God damn it. It's trying to keep my personal life out of this thing, and somebody's lovely co-host just put his business out there twice in two successive.
Did I do it in the last episode too?
No. There was like 2 weeks in a row. You just fucked me over on one, and then you nailed me on another thing. I was like, well, there goes all that anonymity. Anyway, why don't you just give up the position of the back cave too, by the way? It's not much right now.
Northwest 11, longitude 12.3, something rather.
Come on, bitches. Anyway. So anyway.
Bring it on, government.
Back to my story. We got on Amazon Prime last night to see what Christmas movies were available. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, which you're a huge fan of, paywall.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, paywall.
The audacity.
Muppets Christmas Carol, paywall. Most Christmas carols, paywall. A Christmas Story.
Wait, on what platform?
Amazon Prime.
They have everything paywalled, though.
Most things that you want to watch, yes.
Yes.
Unless they made it. I remember that it used to be you could get a couple of movies that they had the scripted deals with that were free through Amazon, but now it's just all their own creations are free, and then
let's just put it this way. There are less than no people who subscribe to Amazon Prime for the video services. It's all that's just an extra thing that I watch every once in a while. I'm really doing it so I can get free next day shipping. Because the video service sucks ass. Now there's some good things on there. Is that where? No, that's which one is Letterkenny? That's Hulu, right?
That's Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's...
What is there? Amazon did have The Man in the High Tower, which was a good show.
By the way, Amazon is
that's about it.
The only way around Disney's grasp over all of their movies. So if you want to see any of the Marvel movies, you're super screwed.
Probably got to pay for all of them on Amazon.
Yeah, but you pay once. You don't pay $20 every year for...
Oh, you're talking about if you buy the movie.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. There's a way around it. I mean, you're screwed either way, but it's the least screwed you are. So anyway, in that, we couldn't find one Christmas movie. So we went with something that was Christmas-esque. That was the same claymation as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It was called Jack Frost.
Yeah, I remember Jack Frost, yeah.
And holy fuck, was that a bad movie. Holy shit, was it a terrible movie.
You never watched that as a kid?
No. And I won't watch it again. Because the whole it was all over the place. The narration was terrible. The singing was god-awful. It was 1960s. talk singing. I'm flat right here. And I'm
David's a
going
bit
up
of an
to-
audiophile when it comes to the quality of somebody's
most musicians
singing.
are. I think most musicians are, dude.
All right, I'm just saying. Letting the people know. I'm just...
Nameless, faceless wife also thought that the singing was horrible. So that's 2 out of 2. Thumbs downs.
It's batting 1,000.
So the whole story is that Jack Frost paid off the hedgehog to see his shadow, so he gets 6 extra months of frosting it up to say.
Isn't it weeks?
That's what I meant. Sorry. That's how thrown off this movie made me. So anyway, so the hedgehog just starts telling this fucking story. Or it's a gopher, sorry. Is it a gopher or hedgehog? Is it?
I want to say it's a... Shit, now you're asking me.
Right? If
I think it's a hedgehog.
It has to be.
I think Punxsutawney Phil is a... I thought his name would tell me. I thought just saying his name.
It's Groundhog.
Groundhog.
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day.
Thank you, Bill Murray. Hey, Bill Murray
Day.
comes through again. All right.
We got it.
We're not idiots.
How many dipshit podcast hosts does it take to figure out what the name of the animal is that does the whole
fucking
winter thing?
More than 2.
Groundhog.
Anyway, so the whole story is like this one chick says, "Oh, I love Jack Frost. If he was real, I'd marry him." So Jack Frost like about to get in them. No. Anyway, he goes back up. He's like, "Hey, can I become human to nail this bitch?" And he's like, "Okay, go become human."
I don't think that's a verbatim quote from the movie.
I'm paraphrasing, but the gist is there. So anyway, he goes down and he's an oaf. He can't fly. He can't freeze. He can't do nothing.
By the way, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it.
It's been 70 years. You can't spoiler alert Oh, wait until they hear what happened to Abraham Lincoln, Dane. That poor son of a bitch. I know you're a big fan of him.
Got what was coming to him.
Merry Christmas. Anyway, fucking assassinations aside, maybe somebody should have assassinated this movie. So anyway, he comes down, doesn't have any powers. The bitch that he's after is like, "You're kind of a goofball." And then like she goes, the whole thing is, "I need a golden knight in shining armor to come save me." By the way, it's set in Russia. So totally like, "We don't have anything in our coffers. We have ice money. And it makes us, and it grows turnips. And we only eat turnips because that is the strong Russian way." Anyway, it's just basically making Russians look poor as fuck. So, hence the blonde having.
We didn't like them much in the 60s when this movie.
Yeah,
was
we had
made.
a lot.
Kind of like now,
but we like him now. So you know,
yeah, we're like best buds.
Like we're like old pals.
Yeah.
Anywho, so Knight in shining armor shows up to whisk her away from her problems, and Jack Frost is like, "Hey, but what about me?" So then the bad guy comes and takes her because he's like, "I can convince her to love me by stealing her."
David,
so anyway,
I hate to be Abby, see episode 173, but
that's how fucked this movie was. I'm sorry, viewers, but I'm making you feel my pain.
Are you getting...
So dude goes and saves her, doesn't save her, but then saves her, but then goes back, he gives up his humanity, comes back, and she still doesn't... You know, it's the only good thing is it was the coldest friend zone I've ever heard. She's like, "What happened to..." whatever name he made up instead of calling himself Jack Frost. She's like, "He was my sweet little buddy."
Oh, God.
Sweet little buddy. I'm sorry, dude. If anyone that you're ever attracted to calls you their sweet little buddy, that's the kill shot. That's like, you're not coming. That is flatlined. There is no way you're bringing that one back from where it's at.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he just turns back into Jack Frost. She marries the Golden Knight and fucks off. That's the whole movie. It's like nobody gets what they want. Nobody gets what they want.
Listen, David, this was the height of the Cold War. People's expectations about all things in life were substantially lower than even ours are today. Life was very bleak back then, all right? You know, so you can't blame the stories for being bleak as well.
Didn't take much to entertain people either. Good God. A story that goes nowhere and you end up right back where you started.
Take much. That was state of the art, which, by the way, before we get into the episode, just on the whole state of the art thing, you remember, like, well, we still got to do the intro music and stuff. You know, we're going to...
Oh, okay.
maybe Nameless Faceless Guy can do some audio tweaking to keep our theme song what it is, but like add some jingle bells in there to it. That would be cool. And I would like him if he did that, but I'm not holding my breath because I don't like him that much as it is.
Yeah, I mean, he'd never.
Anyway, on past media not being that great, taking much to entertain. So I made the mistake recently of clicking on a video on Facebook of some gameplay of Madden 99. And this was like the first one where it wasn't the 8-bit little guys, like it was the 3D guys.
I remember playing that with you. It was like
all the time.
When it was Rice catching it and you press like the up triangle on N64. If you remember that controller, the 3-pronger.
Yeah,
Trident.
So I was watching some gameplay. So now, obviously, the algro has me pegged, and so now it keeps showing me all these like old versions of Madden. Then like the next day, I opened my Facebook and it was like Madden 95 when it was 8-bit. You couldn't even see all the numbers were just like zigzags and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then like the Cowboys were playing the Bills, and then you would hand it off to Emmitt Smith, and it would be like running back number 22. They didn't even have the names of the players. They didn't have the rights yet. It was like call. Yeah, exactly. They had the rights for the logos because the logos were legit, the Bills and the Cowboys. But anyway, but that got me thinking, like, remember like 99, the first time it was not 8-bit and you could see the players in like 3D and you're like, this is the realism is so amazing. And now I look at it, it's like, what is this? Bro, monstrosity.
Fun
square
fact,
hands and stuff,
like very hard angles. Fun fact,
and that's only like a little more than 25 years ago.
Fun story, true too. Madden's still using the same gameplay from those games today.
Actually, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
Fuck you.
Back then, there was actually like a quarterback club. There was the Sega version. Anyway, there was a bunch of different competing versions. But now that EA has no competition at all, yes, it's been the same game for about 10 or 15 years. Back then, there was actually some innovation year to year. But
I remember.
Maybe we're just feeling sentimental in our old age.
I don't want to go too far, but fuck Madden. I think most people share that same. Madden is a piece of shit now.
Oh yeah, no.
But we had some good times growing up.
I mean, but okay, it's not a bad game. It's a bad game because the expectations of how good it could be. So, for example, with today's technology, there is no reason why the AI in the game shouldn't be good enough that when you run a sweep play and your guard is pulling to block for you, why the guard would not go to the most immediate threat. So
which
like
is his job.
A safety coming down. In real life, the guard would go take the safety and you'd keep going. But like he doesn't recognize that safety and he like turns back and blocks somebody that wasn't going to get you anyway. That should not
I'm doing my part.
That should not be happening in 2023 Madden with the graphics, the AI, all that kind of stuff. Now, when it happened in 99,
you're like, we
didn't care.
It's like, that was still cool.
Because it was amazing the players were in 3D.
Dude.
So that's the qualm with Madden today. It's not a bad game
in and of itself. Nights?
It's bad because they haven't fixed that. Oh, so many. It was fantastic.
Those are the good times. Hence
playing FIFA. We'd throw in some Sonic the Hedgehog, some Street Fighter.
Game, the NHL hits. I remember
NHL was awesome.
Fucking awesome.
We were awesome kids.
And then I remember we'd take.
I don't know what happened to us.
Inside scoop. We'd take a little sabbatical when it turned about to 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, and Grandma had all the movie channels.
And not only the movie channels, not even the like grainy ones that had the lines running through it, like the legit ones.
And it was all awesome until somebody's uncle ratted us out.
By the way,
God,
literally the definite, when you look it up or when you see in a movie like the cool uncle stereotype, that was this uncle.
Yeah.
He was the cool uncle and he freaking ratted us out.
Could not believe it. It's like,
he didn't do it in a malicious, like, I'm going to get them in trouble way. It was just like, bro, like don't say the quiet part out loud. But he thought it was funny.
Of course he did. It's always funny as an adult to get the kids in trouble for shit that you did when you were a kid. Because he just sat out there and like, Grandma's like, I know what you were up to last night. And like, he said they're going, not what? Like,
the way he always did, yeah.
Like, damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
Well, with all those fun memories.
Well, we're going to jump into the episode, but just to
But if you like that, stay tuned.
Exactly, because that's what this episode is going to be. We're, no notes, No, world events. We're going to maybe talk about some, but
just eggnog and a lot of try hard.
A Merry Christmas, year-in review kind of podcast to thank you, our viewers and listeners, for our growth over 2023. We hope to see it even more over 2024, but just kind of sit here and shooting the shit with your boys on either on Christmas Day or shortly thereafter.
And throw us on if you're baking a turkey or a ham or just making some Yuletide eggnog with a bunch of bourbon in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, if you want to start some good quality family discussion around the Christmas table / tree this year,
stick around.
You want to have Weapons of Meme Destruction playing in the background. So with that being said, and without further ado, let's get into the episode. Welcome to Weapons of Meme Destruction Podcast, episode 174, which can be found at WMDPodcast.com /174. You can get the podcast audio only on any podcast catcher. Just search Weapons of Meme Destruction. You can get the video on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. David, I don't think... Now, we have no notes for this, so I might say something that changes this later in the episode, but I don't think YouTube is going to nuke us for trying to spread a little holiday cheer.
I would certainly
I've been wrong
hope
before.
Not.
Twice, as a matter of fact. Twice I've been wrong.
As long as we
35 years. I've had a good run.
As long as they don't not like spreading holiday cheer. We're not even saying anything. We're not saying go and get anything sorted or don't buy this product because it supports Hillary Duff or Clinton or just any Hillary in general.
Yeah.
We're not taking any hard stances.
By the way, Hillary Duff, I was way ahead of the game on that one.
Go on.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Now, I think
age 12.
I think she's our age. Yeah, she
was.
Anyway, I was all about me some Hillary Duff way back in the day.
I can
Channel,
testify
all
to
that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, wait till you see some recent... Now, again, maybe some of them are Photoshopped, but let's just say...
Mama's doing all right?
She's been hitting them squats and them hip-ups.
Mama's been doing all right. Okay, well... Good for her.
She's
fitness.
Moving some junk to the junkyard.
Catch the fever.
It's in the trunk.
Okay, well, good.
Anyway,
speak about junk in the trunk and Santa and so on and so forth.
Back in the day when he was just a wee one.
You were into she was Disney Channel too, right?
Yeah.
Was it Mac? What was she? What was her ish? I know it was Wizards of Waverly Place was Selena.
Yeah.
When we both felt bad for having a crush on her when she was like 4 years younger than us or some shit.
Yeah, now it's like 31. That's how life works.
Yeah, doesn't count. So anyway, Dane, in this in the spirit of Christmas, what else are you thankful for this year?
How that works?
I mean, we
missed the opportunity to do it on Thanksgiving.
Well, the thing is, like, Thanksgiving is just America's Day of Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
like. This is more of an international, like, day of gratefulness.
Yeah.
As the year's kind of closing family, in,
be reflective.
Right. Yeah. The three ghosts, the past, present, and future,
so,
all that good stuff.
The memes have gotten some snippets of this over the last few months, but obviously the lowest of low-hanging fruit for me this year was the birth of my daughter. Made me a father. Made me a father for the first time. She's closing in on 8 months now, and it has been, from the home life perspective, the best 8 months of my life because she's a little angel. Work has been stressful, and the biggest stressful part about work is time away from her. But you got to do what you got to do.
You're a big softy.
But yes, absolutely, hands down, the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. No questions asked. And the greatest thing I probably ever will do, other than, if I'm fortunate enough to give her brothers and sisters, then, I can't, pick and say this one was better than that one. But yes, to this point in my life.
Absolutely it can. I think Dahmer's parents the most. I think it's pretty clear.
So that's mine. I mean, we can go through this episode, we can give some more, but that's my easy one. Of course, I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, as well, I'm grateful for her little chubby cheeks being of this world.
He's seen her twice in 8 months. So did not even stick around for her baptism, by the way. So
that was for personal reasons. I felt like I would have been struck down if I went into that particular place.
He's not wrong about that.
So again, personal information aside, this is a holiday thing. This is a time. This is supposed to be a happy occasion. Let's not bicker and argue about who killed who. And I think on the same emotional level as Dane just expressed, what I'm so grateful for is, and I think it means as much as the birth of one's first child, is that God of War Ragnarok came out this year, and I really enjoyed playing through it. The old characters really summed up the whole storyline and so on and so forth. So that's obviously same emotional levels. That's what I was aiming for.
That's good.
2 jingle bells right in the same sack.
Listen, I'm just happy something is bringing you joy. And I don't mean that to say like he's a completely joyless, troll all year long and, he hates his life. I think he dislikes it as much as the average man, in these trying times. Yeah.
I guess I could be
like, you wish you had a little bit more financial security. You wish you didn't have to slave away so many hours of your day.
I'm getting used to lowering my standard of living, Dave. Like,
just as you've been instructed by the boomers who stole your future to fund theirs.
My future Christmases.
But we're not talking about that today.
We're not going there
because it's a happy Christmas day.
Yeah, Merry fucking Christmas.
And we're not trying to get
and Dad's not drunk yet.
Patty Sue that's mixing the eggnog to have get in a fight with your uncle or grandma or whoever in your family is of that generation.
I hope nobody's named Patty Sue in 2023.
I think it's an endearing name.
Hyphenated or like her middle name?
However,
it matters. Like if your middle name is Sue, fine.
I don't think I've ever met a Patty Sue
I
hyphenated.
would fucking hope not. You probably met Patty Mayonnaise right afterwards. No offense. If there's a Patty Sue out there and you're listening to this, don't leave, please. Just write in, put it in the comments. My name's Patty Sue.
Yeah. Well, okay. So back on to the happy occasion.
It was no more than 2.
Number 2 for me this year, which is kind of a 50-50 thing. I bought a house at probably the worst time in my entire life to buy a house, interest rates and everything else included. But it is, there is something to that. It reminds me of that Family Guy clip. Maybe the nameless, faceless guy can throw it up here of Stewie where he's sitting on the thing with the little straw in his mouth. It's good to have land.
Warm today.
Even though I know that if I were to hit the lottery tomorrow and I won exactly the amount to pay off my house and I did that, I still wouldn't own it because the second I stopped paying taxes, they'd come steal it from me.
There's the left turn to negative town.
So do you ever actually own anything in this godforsaken place?
But we're happy.
All of that aside, the ability to have a house to help provide for my family, my growing family, as was previously alluded to, happy about that. Happy to be able to do that for the ones I love.
And again, to meet you.
By the way, David hasn't come and visited. Just throwing that out there. What are you thankful for? Or grateful for?
Well, in David's defense, and the 3 other people involved in this podcast can concur, someone's communication skills are a little lacking. So, David didn't know that someone else had moved into their house. David didn't know that someone else was even living in it. David was under the impression that somebody was fixing it up and maybe a Christmas miracle had happened and he'd get a text saying, I live here. You want to come down and check it out?
Does David ever ask? Does he ever really
Should I have to? Do you ask me how my day's going? Anyway.
All the time.
Yeah, of course. Hey, how's your day, buddy?
I wake up first thing in the morning. Hey, buddy, how's your day?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And you send it to Chris and Nameless Faceless Guy too, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course you do.
And I respond in a prompt, timely manner
just
to their
like you
text
told me
messages.
where Thanksgiving was going to be.
Yeah.
Just like you told me what everyone's going to bring for Thanksgiving. I'm definitely not airing grievances right now. This is not the Festivus for the rest of us. Right? This is definitely not that. Where's the poll? Where's the Festivus poll? Yeah, that's without our... Shit, we don't even have lights up. I just noticed that.
I know.
But I got
We're going to do better next year. I'm going to do better than simply red tie. David,
Hans Gruber.
David put in some effort over there.
If you know who it is, he doesn't. He doesn't.
I guess
know
I better
who
hit the
Gruber
Googles
is.
after this.
Yeah, get in the comments. Tell Danny's an idiot and tell him what movie that is. But anyway, to meet you on the same emotional level as being happy for your house, I'm glad that we have not all burst into the flames from a nuclear holocaust from World War III yet.
That's a kind of a big thing.
I mean, if
my
there's
house
something
wouldn't
to be
mean
grateful
much
for,
if it happened.
It would for a split second, like just a little bit longer, but mostly the annihilation would come through. So again, I'm very happy that we've made it another year. Now, if we see another new year after this one, touch and go. But right now, I'm super stoked.
Yeah. On that thread, I'm happy for the ones we lost. And ones we lost, I mean...
Can we have like a small... Okay, here's an idea. On the spot. Can we... I will remember you. And just put up like pictures of everybody that Dane names. Just have Sarah McLachlan suddenly
get on it, nameless, faceless guy.
With like little snowflakes in front, too.
Yeah. And I'm happy that we lost these people because, as you won't be shocked to learn, they're all parasitic cretins that either were in or staffed by, were in the government or, were, what are those little fish that hang on the bottom of sharks and eat their...
Remoras?
Yeah, they're little remoras on the underside of government.
Which, if I may take a second, I think this is the point of the Christmas Carol, is to definitely joyfully remember all your vanquished foes on Christmas Day. Yes.
So, person number one, Dianne Feinstein. She has gone on to the eternal sleep, which, that corrupt... How do you... With a salary of, I don't even know, close to 200K, maybe over. Yeah, no, senators are over 200K. How you get a net worth of, what was her net worth again? I should have had the computer open for this one to look this stuff up. And I will when you start talking. Several $1 million. We'll put it that way. Not to mention all of her brain dead bullshit, anti-gun stuff that she had touted over the years. Not a loss to all of mankind, maybe to her family, but, them's the breaks when you are a parasite living off the rest of us. Number two, just a couple weeks ago, Kevin McCarthy, after saying, I will not resign, has said that at the end of his term, actually, he is resigning from Congress. So
don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Joe Biden, that hasn't happened yet. Well, when it does, any day now, I'll be very happy about that.
I've got a Christmas miracle. Which one goes first?
Huh?
Hunter or Joe? Because Hunter's living fast and loose, bruh.
That's a good question.
Hunter's living fast and loose.
Little column A, little column B. Lizzo.
No matter who, we all win.
Lizzo, if you'll remember, she hasn't been fully canceled, but we talked about it on the show. She said some no-no things and did some no-no things to her staff, which
I thought you were going to say her body.
As the body positivity queen, she's not supposed to be saying and doing those things. She had a rough go of it, and to the extent that her star dimmed a little bit for the, just generally a repulsive person, and I'm not even I'm talking about the things she says,
right? Not how she looks.
Yes.
Get your minds out of the gutter.
To the extent that her star is dimmed, I'm very happy about that.
I'm happy that Mr. Pfizer and the worst fucking pop star ever are dating. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they've ruined football. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. To any extent, it could have been ruined.
I mean, to the extent that they haven't ruined it, the refs definitely have.
By the way, back to the Madden 99 thing, since you brought up the football.
Callback, right?
So,
see what I do?
The lead in to that video game is just a bunch of real video clips of people at that time
smashing the out of each other.
And I was watching, I was thinking at least 50% of these would get you a penalty, and a few of them would probably get you ejected from the game today.
Yeah, I mean,
what has that sport become?
It's a commercial. They figured, I knew it was over when they figured out a way to fit a commercial into the play calling clock. When they can now make it smaller over here so they can shove a Pfizer commercial in here. Okay, so we're done here, right? We're done. Even football, as we call it in our household, but soccer as Americans call it, even football doesn't do that. Like they give you a whole solid 40 or 50 minutes, including injury time, of straight sport. And then they just inundate you with commercials. And then they go back to another 50 to 55 minutes of straight that sport.
Yeah.
Like they're even doing it in hockey too, by the way, in like little commercial break. Like they do it in, like they do the small screen and that stuff. So that's something I'm not grateful for. So I hope they don't fuck up my hockey. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. You know, if I had thought beforehand a little bit longer about my list of
was McCain last year, by the way?
Gone. No, McCain was a few years ago. But you know
Still,
what? I'm grateful for that every year.
Every time it rolls around, just fuck you. Anyway,
see, let the McCain thing be an example to you, everybody. This is actually a cheerful note. This is like a Russian doll cheerful note because you got to get to the middle of it to realize the cheerful
creamy center.
Yeah, it's covered with a lot of bad stuff, but the cheerful note at the center of that is even really, really bad things can have happy outcomes.
This too shall pass.
As tragic as brain cancer is in general,
it got one good one.
It got one person deserving of it. So
slight somebody who deserves it for once.
Yeah. So good on brain cancer from a couple years ago, but happy for it every year.
Hey, not everything is completely 100% evil.
Yeah, I know. I'm completely cancelable for that opinion, but who cares?
None of the people that his policy.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. This is the Christmas day where like dad's had just about too many eggnogs and he starts getting real with, you're not very good at sports, are you, son? It's like, that's where the cut starts happening. So,
or should I say Merry Christmas to the millions of victims of his foreign policy. So
there you go. And the millions of veterans that have been fucked over by his this country policy.
And then abandoned when they came back home.
After he signed off on sending them to war.
Any of you that want to cast aspersions on me.
This is a happy occasion, as we all say. I feel like the mom. It's okay, kids. He really loves you.
Anyway. David, all right, okay. My list of happy trails. You don't have to keep going with that list and any other topic you want, but happy, grateful year
man.
review.
I'm just happy that this podcast is still here, that we're growing, that I'm gonna have to wait. I'm not happy that I had to wait until 2024 for Deadpool 3 to come out, but it is what it is.
Or 2025 for GTA 6. By the way, not that I want to cut. I want you to finish your thing, but then the next subject we want to talk about is GTA 6.
Because it's not going to be out in 2025, and I know that there's a good chance
I think 25 will happen.
Oh, I don't think so.
Because they've already been kicking it back so far. And again, they only released the trailer because somebody leaked it. So they released it early. But I think 2025 is going to happen. It may not be, I think what they're saying is early 25, like January, February. I don't think that'll happen, but I think sometime in 25.
But Rockstar is pretty good at like updates too and fixing glitches within the game.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what they've been doing for the
since 2013 when
that's
5
what, and I'm
out.
assuming that's what you had a gripe with, a gear to grind with them, is that you had to wait. What was it? Like GTA 3 came out in like 20...
GTA 3 was 2001.
Okay.
And then Vice City was like 2002 or 3. Right. It was only 2 years.
I think it was like Christmas time.
Yeah. And then San Andreas was like 4 years, like 2007 or 8.
That game was balling.
Yep. And then GTA 4 was like 2009.
Right,
so another
that came
2
out on
years.
like PlayStation. Like I remember people were freaking out that like he could put like his foot down on this and one of his feet up on the curb. There's like, holy shit, look at that! And it was like going back to the Madden thing again. Right. It's like you can tell we've played big games.
And then GTA 5 was 2013. So another 4 or 5 years after GTA 4,
and it's only
been 10. It'll end up being 12 by the time 6 comes out.
Knock it off
now.
Right?
But no, I cut you off. You were getting ready to say something, but I want the GTA 6 to be the topic.
If I can make a Christmas wish, I think we should move into the Christmas wishes. What do we want in the future? What are we going to ask Santa? Can you stop telling me things that I love are going to come out and then making me wait another goddamn 6 months or a year? Just don't tell me it's coming out. And just let me know later. That's all I'm asking. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Or when you tell me it's going to come out, keep your goddamn promises.
Okay, so on that line of things prospectively to be happy and excited for, which is also dovetailed with something that I'm happy about from this year.
Okay.
And I want to see how it develops in the future, is the election of Javier Milei in Argentina.
There you go.
Now, his first order of business, an executive order, cut the size of the Argentinian government from 21 federal agencies down to 9. So delivering on a big promise to slash the shit out of government. He started to set into motion some of his other economic policies in terms of dollarizing the economy. Now, again, the naysayers, the people that hate any sort of accountability, are saying that this is going to fail miserably and it's going to, completely collapse the Argentinian economy. And to his credit, he has said it will get worse before it gets better. But if you stay the course, if you trust that these are the right actions to go, that by the end of his term, things will be turning around and you will start to see a marked change in the standard of living of the Argentine people, who are currently undergoing 140% plus inflation. So I hope...
You thought 8% was bad.
For the future, yes, exactly. For the future, that Milei's reforms are successful, not only for him and the Argentinian people, which I wish all people around the world the best possible, but because that can serve as a template, as an example to other nations, both of equal stature of Argentina and of larger, like the United States, to show that these policies that libertarians have been advocating for forever, that have only remained in the theoretical realm because we've been excluded from the political process because he was actually able to break through. I hope that success can start to spread around the world. And as he says all the time, Viva Libertad. Carajo.
Nice. So to go back to the things that I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
We discussed it on episodes 173 of Weapons of Immune Destruction Podcast. If you don't know or if you haven't listened to it, please just go to WMDPodcast /173 .com/173 to find out all of our illustrious things that we covered in it. But the fact that Vivek is out there and doing what he's doing and making
speaking truth to power
and making all the right buttholes clench. And then like we said in that episode, that we're not alone. There is finally a politician that is willing to say the things that we all say off of social media, but with each other. He's saying it now to the same people that have been controlling social media for so long. So it's nice to see that, like you said, seeking truth to power. And to add a wish onto that, I hope he doesn't get Jeffrey Epstein this year, or Clinton, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a long shot, but if he could, to the extent that he could be the Javier Milei of American politics and somehow pull a rabbit out of a hat and win this damn thing, that would be great. We don't have any illusions about that happening because the Trump base is exceedingly strong in terms of him not getting a nomination. But hey, listen, even if Trump happens to win in 2024 and puts Vivek somewhere in his cabinet, if for no other reason that he stays on the platform and has the megaphone that a position of power allows, I think that would be massive for American society, just to keep those ideas percolating for the next election in 28. Because to the extent that the culture can be changed, and this is the same thing was true of Javier in Argentina, once the culture kind of throws off this collectivist socialist mentality and they vote in the quote unquote radical, I think it's radical to be a socialist in light of the historical,
not in a good way either
against it. Yeah.
Not like extreme peanut butter. Oh, this is radical.
Yeah.
That's like,
but to the extent that the culture gins up the courage to elect a radical like that, Vivek would be the similar, example in the United States. That's a sign of a country that's starting to take its medicine and get on the path to recovery. So I share your hope for the future for that.
So aside from all of that, and aside from wanting to win the lottery and be able to pay off your house and all that such.
Yeah. The pie in the skies.
I mean, it's been a pretty decent year,
Yeah.
Got to be grateful for your loved ones that you're definitely going to share this podcast with. Eventually, I know you're scared to come out of the proverbial
podcast closet as supporters of this particular show.
Us radicals too. Just call us Skippy Extra Chunky.
We'll see y'all in the gulag, okay?
Yeah. We'll be all together.
We got to come up with some secret handshake, but it won't be that secret if we show everybody.
Oh, by the way, can you, just for clarity's sake, can we listen to Hey Baby It's Cold Outside again? Or can we listen to what was the name of that song that got canceled?
Baby It's Cold Outside.
That was the name of it, right?
Yeah.
Where there's no place to go. Let It Snow. That was the other one. That was the other one. They got
that one.
Can we listen to that?
That got canceled too.
Oh
Why?
yeah, because he's like, well, it's snowing outside. I gotta stay in and get warmed up by the fire.
I think that's Baby It's Cold Outside. I don't think Let It Snow.
That's another one. That's a Hey Baby It's Cold Outside, and it's basically the same song, but they just did it differently. A different vibe.
So you're happy for the ability to still listen to canceled songs. I want to be able to,
but I don't want to get canceled for doing it.
We can't play it on here.
No, I wouldn't.
Copyright shit.
3 strikes and you're out. 2.5.
I think we're outside of our. Are we outside of our 90-day window?
I know.
I'm happy. We're still on YouTube.
There's another thing.
If we're still here on the other side of 2024, you will be just as surprised as us if you're a YouTube.
It was looking pretty grim there for a second.
Yeah. I mean, it still is. Who knows if we're out of the woods as we record this today.
The ghost of Christmas future is probably pointing at WMDPodcast gravestone right there.
Yeah.
Let me sponge away the writing on this stone. Anyway. Let me go back and say... Again, I can't say what they gave us strikes for because...
Yeah. We get another one.
Yeah. But anyway, so we survived again. Didn't get canceled.
We survived another year on the tubes. Good for us.
Yeah.
Happy about us. Happy about having you with us.
Thank you guys for sticking with us for this. It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Quite a journey.
Yeah.
But
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. I know Hanukkah's over by the time you hear this, but happy Hanukkah. Happy
ChrisMaHanaKwanzakuah.
Yes, that one.
Merry ChrisMaHanaKwanzakuah.
Yep.
Or as Mr. Gerritsen would say, hey there, Mr. Handy West, Merry fucking Christmas. They get it right over there at South Park.
They do.
I tell you what.
Firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. You know what? If you haven't done it yet, I think most streaming services doing this, like just the holiday episodes, go turn on some South Park holiday episodes and just enjoy some laughs.
Catalog. Yeah.
Enjoy some laughs. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are good boys.
Yeah. After, of course, you watch, like, and subscribe and share this podcast.
All of it. You got to do all of it. Hey, if you want some holiday textuals, get on that number. What's the number again, Dane?
610-596-WMDP. That's 610-596-9637 to always stay in contact with the show, to get little Christmas notes. Nameless Faceless Guy looking at you. Better get one out this year because you're going to make me look like an ass if you don't. Yeah, do that.
I think next year we should take some like holiday card photos, like us just holding a dog or something like that, or
send it out to those $1 a month supporters of the show.
Yeah, that we told we're getting nothing, but that was just to see if you had the wherewithal.
Yeah,
just like fuck off, and if you stayed, you earned your keep.
We love you,
or maybe. We don't know. But until then, do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm good. I think, there's probably more things that I'm happy for this year. Again,
we're trying not to do an hour.
We're trying not to be poor.
Yes.
Until you people start giving us $1 a month, and then we don't have to worry about how long it takes.
God bless us, everyone.
So with that being said, you can find this episode at WMDPodcast.com/174. Yep, that's the number we're on. You can get the podcast audio only on any podcast catcher. Just search Weapons of Meme Destruction. And I say that all the time. I feel like every once in a while I should drop it in just to tell you what I mean by that. A podcast catcher
is a net. You hold it.
Any app that you can get podcasts on. That is iTunes, that is Spotify, that is Stitcher, that is, Podcast Addict, that is, what's another big one I'm missing?
What'd you say? Apple, iTunes,
Spotify, Stitcher, Podcast Addict. There's a million of them. We're on all of them. So
you can't miss us.
That's what I mean by podcast catcher.
Find one and look us up.
You can also get this video on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. I don't think there's anything cancelable in here, so we're going to stay up on YouTube in our totality. But like and subscribe over on Rumble and Odyssey in case we aren't. You can follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok. You can get into the private members only Facebook page for $5 a month or more of support. Or if you just want to do that $1 a month because you love us and out of the kindness of your heart, and that's your Christmas gift to us, we would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bye. Yeah, like, subscribe, share, get in the comment section, do all that algo food stuff for us. Jump on the email list over at WMDPodcast.com. Get on that text service 610-596-9637, 610-596-WMDP. And yeah, that's all the ways to stay in contact with the show. We love you very much. We are happy to have you with us. We're happy to be with you. And we'll see you on the other side of 2024. And I think the next one will drop, just on the other side. So Happy New Year's you then.
But if Santa's little helpers
are efficient,
looking at you two,
it might come close.
I can't really look at the other one. I gotta use my ear hole. I'm looking at the mic, Chris. Anyway, if Santa's little helpers get to work, we might get this out as a Christmas miracle before. But remember, keep that open fire at a safe distance from your chestnuts, okay? We don't want to have any holiday accidents. That's the worst. But seriously, from the whole WMD team, Merry Christmas to you and all of your loved ones and all your friends and all your relatives. Most importantly, guys, keep your chestnuts safe, but more importantly, keep your chestnuts free.